You are not waiting for the right moment. You are just consulting your mood. There is a difference. When you say you will start tomorrow, and check how you feel before deciding, you remain stuck. Your brain cannot wait for emotional permission and build momentum at the same time. Therefore, every goal stays distant, every promise to yourself feels temporary. You call it being honest with your energy. But honesty is not what is holding you back. What is holding you back is obedience. You treat a passing feeling like a permanent instruction. You believe the resistance means something about you. You think motivation is supposed to arrive first. It does not. It never did. The people you admire are not more emotionally stable than you. They just stopped asking their feelings for approval. You have been taught that discipline means forcing yourself through misery. Therefore, you wait for the version of discipline that feels good. That version does not exist. Discipline is not the absence of resistance. It is moving. Despite it, every single time you check inward before acting, you are reinforcing the exact pattern trapping you. You are teaching your brain that how you feel determines what you do. Therefore, your emotional state becomes the authority. Your mood becomes the boss, and bosses do not take orders from their employees. But you keep handing over control. You wake up, you assess your energy, you consult your anxiety, you negotiate with your doubt, and then you decide whether today is the day you finally act. It never is. Because you are not asking whether you can. You're asking whether you want to. There is a difference. One question builds capacity. The other builds dependency. You already know you are capable. You have done harder things on worse days. But those days did not count because you felt motivated when you did them. Therefore, you discounted the evidence. You told yourself it only worked because the feeling showed up first. You made the feeling the hero. And that single belief is what keeps you waiting. When you credit the emotion instead of the action, you teach yourself to wait for it. You make yourself reliant on a variable you cannot control. Your sleep, your stress, your circumstances, your momentum. All of it, outside your hands. Therefore, you stay stuck in a cycle you call bad timing. You do not have bad timing. You have emotional dependency. The moment you stop treating your feelings as instructions, as signals, as reasons to delay, that is when the pattern breaks. Therefore, the fix is not feeling better first. The fix is acting without consulting the feeling at all. You do not need to feel ready. You do not need to feel energized. You do not need to feel confident or clear or certain. You just need to move one step, one decision, one action taken before the negotiation starts. Because the negotiation is the trap. The moment you pause to assess how you feel, you have already lost. Your brain interprets the pause as doubt. Doubt triggers protection, and protection looks like staying still. Therefore, every time you wait to feel like it, you are practicing hesitation. You are rehearsing avoidance. And whatever you practice becomes your default. You think you are being kind to yourself. You think you are honoring your limits. But limits are not what you are honoring. What you are honoring is fear. The fear that if you act without emotional alignment, something will go wrong. The fear that forcing it means you are broken. The fear that discipline without desire is somehow inauthentic. It is not. Authenticity is not doing what feels good. Authenticity is doing what aligns with who you are trying to become, and who you are trying to become does not wait for permission from a temporary emotion. Therefore, the shift is simple. You stop asking. You stop checking inward before moving forward. You stop treating resistance as a red light. You accept that the feeling will never arrive on time, and you act anyway. Not because you're forcing yourself into misery, but because you understand that action creates the feeling. Motivation follows movement, clarity follows commitment, confidence follows repetition. You have spent years waiting for the internal shift before taking the external step. Therefore, you never built the momentum that generates the feeling you keep waiting for. You wanted to feel ready before you started. But readiness is not a feeling. Readiness is a decision. The decision to move, whether the emotion agrees or not. That decision made once, then again becomes the system that replaces the need for motivation entirely. Therefore, you stop being at the mercy of your mood. You stop postponing your life until you feel like living it. You stop waiting for some future version of yourself who wakes up ready. That version does not exist. You already are that person. You just keep pausing when you are busy consulting the feeling. The people who show up consistently are not more motivated than you. They are just more disobedient. They ignore the voice that says not today. They move when the feeling says stay still. They understand that emotional resistance is not a warning, it is just noise. And noise does not deserve a vote. Therefore, the next time you catch yourself waiting to feel like it, ask a different question. Not whether you want to, but whether it moves you closer. If it does, you act, without negotiation, without assessment, without waiting for the emotional green light. You just go, because the life you want is not built by people who wait to feel ready. It is built by people who decided that how they feel is irrelevant. The mood will shift, the resistance will fade, the discomfort will pass. But only after you move, never before. Therefore, stop waiting for your feelings to lead. They were never supposed to. You do not need to feel like it. You just need to stop asking whether you do. That is the law of emotional disobedience, and it is the only law that sets you free.